In the span of a single lifetime, one man created an empire so vast it stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the gates of Vienna. He came from nothing, a starving orphan abandoned on the steppe, and died the ruler of more land than any human being in history. His name was Genghis Khan, and this is how he did it. The year is 1162. On the windswept grasslands of Mongolia, a boy is born clutching a blood clot in his fist, a sign, his people believe, of a great warrior to come. His name is Temujin. His father, a minor clan chief, is poisoned by rivals when the boy is just 9 years old. In an instant, his family is abandoned, left to starve, cast out by their own people. For years, Temujin survives by eating rats and roots. His mother holds the family together through sheer force of will. At 12, he is captured and enslaved, forced to wear a heavy wooden yoke around his neck. Most men would have broken. Temujin did not break. He escaped. And from that moment, he began to build something the world had never seen. The Mongolian steppe was a world of constant war. Dozens of tribes raided each other endlessly, stealing horses, women, and children. Alliances formed and shattered like ice in spring. Unity was not just rare, it was considered impossible. Temujin changed that. Through a combination of brilliant diplomacy, ruthless military strategy, and a radical idea that loyalty, not bloodline, should determine rank, he began absorbing tribe after tribe. He promoted men based on merit. He shared plunder equally. He created a code of laws called the Yasa. By 1206, every tribe on the steppe had submitted. At a grand assembly called the Kurultai, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, universal ruler. What Genghis Khan built next was the most sophisticated military force the medieval world had ever encountered. His army was not a horde, it was a precision instrument. Divided into units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000, every soldier knew his role exactly. Communication happened via a relay system of riders that could transmit orders across hundreds of miles in hours. His cavalry could travel 60 miles a day, 3 times the speed of any European army. They used feigned retreats to lure enemies into ambushes. They deployed psychological warfare, sending messages ahead of their armies. Surrender, and you will be spared. Resist, and nothing will remain. City after city, kingdom after kingdom, chose to test that warning. Almost all of them regretted it. In 1211, Genghis Khan turned his eyes south toward China. The Jin dynasty, protected by the Great Wall, believed themselves safe. They were wrong. The Mongols poured through mountain passes the Chinese thought impassable, bypassed fortifications entirely, and within years had shattered the Jin military. Beijing fell in 1215. To the west, the Khwarezmian Empire, one of the most powerful Muslim states in the world, stretching across modern Iran, Afghanistan, and Central Asia, made the catastrophic mistake of massacring a Mongol trade delegation. Genghis Khan's response was total. In 3 years, he destroyed every major city of the empire. Samarkand, Bukhara, Merv, cities that had stood for 1,000 years, were reduced to rubble. Historians estimate the death toll at 15 to 40 million people. Genghis Khan died in 1227. The cause still debated. A riding accident, an arrow wound, perhaps illness. He was buried in secret, his tomb never found. His sons and grandsons would go on to conquer Russia, Poland, Korea, and much of the Middle East. At its peak, the Mongol Empire covered 24 million square kilometers, nearly 1/5 of all the land on Earth. Here is the paradox of Genghis Khan. The man who caused some of the greatest destruction in human history also created the conditions for an era of extraordinary connection. The Pax Mongolica, the Mongol Peace, opened trade routes from China to Europe. Ideas, technologies, and diseases traveled freely across the continent for the first time. The Black Plague spread along those routes. So did paper money, pasta, and gunpowder. One man, from nothing, reshaped the entire world. That is either the most inspiring or the most terrifying story in human history. Perhaps it is both. If this story left your jaw on the floor, wait until you see what his grandson Kublai Khan attempted next. 2 massive invasion fleets, a nation saved by a typhoon, and a military disaster so spectacular it changed an entire religion. That video is coming next. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop in the comments. Was Genghis Khan a conqueror or a monster? The debate has raged for 800 years. Let's continue it.